Final warning. God says, I need to talk to you urgently. Don't make me angry. God is begging you to stop ignoring him. This is your last chance, so listen to God now. I am speaking to you with urgency because what you are about to miss could change your life forever. I am not raising my voice to scare you, but to wake you before something precious slips through your hands. If you feel even a small stirring in your heart right now, comment Amen. I am calling you because I see what is ahead, and I cannot stay silent while you walk toward danger without my guidance. If you skip this, you may miss the protection and breakthrough I am placing right in front of you. When I say this is a final warning, I am not speaking from anger alone, but from deep concern. You have been distracted, busy, and pulled in many directions, and in the process you have slowly pushed me aside. I have watched you ignore the quiet nudges, the gentle convictions, and the moments when I tried to reach you in stillness. My heart longs for your attention because I see what you do not see. I am trying to redirect your steps before a painful consequence forces you to stop. Do not misunderstand my words when I say do not make me angry. My anger is not like human anger that explodes without control. My anger rises when you harm yourself by walking away from the love and protection I offer freely. I have covered you more times than you realize, shielding you from things that would have broken you completely. I am asking you to turn back now so that correction does not have to come through hardship. I need to talk to you urgently because there is a decision in your life that cannot wait. You are standing at a crossroads, and one path leads to peace while the other leads to regret. I am not begging because I am weak, but because I love you deeply and refuse to give up on you. I see your potential, your calling, and the blessings prepared for you. Ignoring me will not cancel my love, but it will delay what I desire to release into your hands. Within the next season of your life, doors will open and others will close, and your response will determine the outcome. I am warning you so that you do not confuse temporary pleasure with lasting purpose. You have prayed for change, for favor, and for relief. Yet when I begin to move, you hesitate. I am asking you to trust my direction, even when it challenges your comfort. If this reaches your heart and you choose to stand with me, comment 1111. I am not trying to control you, but to guide you away from unseen traps. There are influences around you that slowly drain your strength and cloud your judgment. I have whispered to you in quiet moments, but you brushed it off as your own thoughts. I am speaking clearly now so that you cannot say you did not know. This is your moment to pause and listen carefully. You may wonder why the tone feels so urgent, and it is because time is moving quickly. Opportunities do not wait forever, and neither do consequences. I have been patient with you through repeated mistakes and delays. My patience is an expression of mercy, not permission to continue ignoring me. I am calling you higher because I created you for more than survival. There is protection over your life that you have taken for granted. Accidents were avoided, betrayals were exposed, and plans against you were stopped before they reached you. I was the one who intervened quietly when you had no idea you were in danger. Imagine what could happen if you continue to shut me out while relying only on your own understanding. I do not want fear to guide you, but wisdom to awaken you. You are not forgotten, abandoned, or unloved, even in your distance. My eyes have remained on you with care. I see the tears you hide and the pressure you carry when no one else understands. I know the silent battles in your mind and the exhaustion in your spirit. That is why I am urging you now, because restoration is closer than you think if you choose to respond. I am ready to pour out blessings that will steady your life and strengthen your faith. I am ready to open paths that seemed blocked and bring clarity where confusion has ruled. But I will not force my way into a heart that keeps closing the door. You must decide to make space for me again. This is your last chance to respond willingly before circumstances begin to teach what obedience could have prevented. I am positioning things, moving people, and rearranging circumstances for your good. If you keep ignoring me, you will misread what is happening and make choices that bring unnecessary pain. You have grown used to handling everything alone. You have built walls around your heart and convinced yourself that independence is strength. I gave you wisdom and ability, but I never intended for you to walk without my guidance. When you distance yourself from me, you also distance yourself from the protection that covers your life. I am warning you now because pride quietly opens doors that humility would keep shut. There is a pattern in your life that needs to break. You keep returning to the same habits, the same conversations, and the same environments that weaken your spirit. I have nudged you to step away, but you hesitated because it felt familiar. Familiar does not always mean safe. I am calling you to separate from what slowly destroys your peace. Do not think that my urgency means I have stopped loving you. My love is the reason I am persistent. If I did not care, I would allow you to drift without correction. I discipline and redirect because I see the future that belongs to you. I am not trying to take something from you, but to protect what I am preparing to give you. Is it possible to attract money by simply speaking some miraculous words? This 9-word script, verified by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, proves you absolutely can. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. It takes less than 30 seconds. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. There are blessings waiting that require obedience before they are released. You have asked me for stability, increase, and open doors. I am willing to provide all of it, but your heart must align with my will. When you ignore my voice, you delay your own progress. I am asking you to slow down and listen before you act. You have sensed that something is not right in certain areas of your life. That discomfort is not random. It is my spirit alerting you that adjustment is needed. I do not want you to learn through loss when you can learn through listening. If you trust that I am guiding you even now, comment 1212. I am protecting you from decisions that look harmless but carry hidden consequences. Some opportunities appear attractive because they promise quick results. I see beyond the surface, and I know which doors are traps disguised as blessings. You must stop measuring success only by what feels good in the moment. True blessing will never require you to abandon your integrity. You are stronger than you think, but you are not meant to be self-sufficient without me. I formed you with purpose, and that purpose requires partnership with me. When you consult me first, confusion begins to clear. When you ignore me, anxiety grows louder. I am inviting you into a deeper relationship, not a distant routine. You have been restless because your spirit knows it is time for change. You cannot keep living halfway committed while expecting full results. I am calling you to wholehearted surrender. This is not about perfection, but about willingness. A willing heart allows me to shape and guide without resistance. I see the fears that hold you back. You are afraid of losing control, afraid of what others will think, and afraid of stepping into the unknown. But the unknown with me is safer than the familiar without me. I am not leading you into harm, but into growth. Growth may feel uncomfortable, but it produces lasting strength. There are relationships in your life that need clarity. Some people are assignments meant to help you grow, while others are distractions pulling you away from your calling. I am not asking you to isolate yourself, but to use discernment. When you stay connected to me, you will sense who belongs in your inner circle. Ignoring my voice can cause you to hold on to what I am asking you to release. I am also speaking about your thoughts. You allow negativity to settle in your mind as if it belongs there. I have given you authority to reject lies and embrace truth. When you ignore me, those lies grow stronger and begin shaping your choices. Let my truth anchor you so that fear does not decide your future. You have survived many challenges because I was quietly fighting battles you never saw. I shielded you from outcomes that would have broken your confidence completely. Do not mistake survival for coincidence. My hand has been over your life from the beginning. I am asking you now to acknowledge that covering and respond with gratitude. This is not only about avoiding tragedy. It is also about stepping into promise. There is a season ahead where your faith will be tested by opportunity. If your foundation is not strong, you may crumble under the weight of sudden change. I am preparing you now so that success does not become another stumbling block. You are not too far gone, and you have not wasted every chance. This is why I am still speaking. My mercy gives room for correction before consequences arrive. Do not wait for pain to convince you to return to me. Choose to come closer while grace is inviting you gently. I am aware of the silent prayers you whisper when you feel overwhelmed. Even when you ignore me during the day, you still call on me in your distress. I answer because my love does not fluctuate with your mood. But imagine the strength you would carry if you walked with me consistently instead of only in crisis. I am offering you stability that goes beyond temporary relief. The urgency you feel right now is not pressure meant to crush you. It is a wake-up call designed to protect you. You are standing at a turning point that will influence more than just your own life. Your choices affect your family, your future, and the people connected to your destiny. I am guiding you because your obedience has ripple effects far beyond what you can see. Do not delay your response. Delay hardens the heart and weakens conviction. When you sense my correction, act on it quickly. Small acts of obedience today will prevent larger regrets tomorrow. I am not threatening you, but I am being honest about the seriousness of this hour. That alone is proof that you matter deeply to me. I am not chasing you to shame you, but to save you from the weight of your own stubbornness. This is not casual conversation. It is divine intervention, stepping into your ordinary day. You have sensed that something feels off inside you. There is a heaviness that lingers even when things seem fine on the surface. That heaviness is the distance between us growing wider than it should be. I never designed you to function far from my presence. When you drift, your spirit weakens, even if your body keeps moving. I need you to understand that ignoring me does not stop me from seeing everything. I see the private compromises, the quiet doubts, and the moments you pretend not to notice my conviction. I do not expose you to embarrass you, but to free you. What remains hidden continues to control you. What you bring into my light loses its power. What if everything you've been taught about money is a lie? A hidden 9-word prayer buried in a classified FBI report is now helping thousands attract wealth without lifting a finger. Scientists say it activates a 150-million-year-old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing, but the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You keep telling yourself that you will change later. You plan to pray more when life slows down and to seek me when you feel more ready. Later is a dangerous word because it creates the illusion of endless time. Time is a gift, but it is not unlimited. I am urging you now because delay has already cost you more than you realize. There are doors you wanted to walk through that never opened. You blamed circumstances, people, and even me for those closed paths. I was protecting you from outcomes that would have crushed your peace. You may not understand every closed door, but you can trust that I see the full picture. My denial was not rejection, it was protection. You are carrying stress that I never asked you to hold alone. You try to manage everything with your own strength, then wonder why you feel drained. I am inviting you to surrender that burden before it breaks you. If you choose to lay your worries in my hands today, comment 777. You must stop pretending that partial obedience is enough. You listen in some areas but resist in others. Obedience divided is still disobedience. I am not asking for perfection, but for sincerity. When your heart is fully open, my guidance becomes clearer. There are habits that slowly shape your future, even when they seem small. The conversations you entertain, the media you consume, and the thoughts you repeat are building something inside you. I am calling you to guard your inner world carefully. What grows inside you will eventually show in your actions. If you continue ignoring my warnings, those habits will lead you somewhere you never intended to go. I am not threatening you with tragedy to frighten you into submission. I am revealing consequences so you can avoid them. Love speaks truth even when it feels uncomfortable. If I remained silent, that would be cruelty. My warning is mercy reaching out before correction becomes unavoidable. You have been comparing yourself to others and feeling behind. Comparison has distracted you from your own assignment. I did not create you to compete, but to fulfill a purpose unique to you. When you ignore me, you start measuring your worth by the wrong standards. Let my voice define you instead of the noise around you. There is also anger inside you that you have not fully dealt with. You replay old hurts and justify holding on to resentment. That bitterness quietly poisons your peace and blocks your growth. I am asking you to release what you cannot change. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is freedom. You have asked me to remove certain struggles, yet you resist the lessons hidden within them. Growth often comes disguised as difficulty. I am shaping your character in ways you cannot see yet. If you walk away now, you interrupt the process that would have strengthened you. Stay with me through the refining, and you will come out steadier than before. I am aware of your secret fears about the future. You worry about provision, stability, and unexpected loss. Fear grows louder when you distance yourself from my promises. Draw closer and watch anxiety begin to shrink. I have sustained you this far, and I will not abandon you tomorrow. Your calling is bigger than your current situation. There are people who will one day look to you for strength and guidance. The discipline you accept now prepares you for that responsibility. Ignoring me today weakens the influence you are meant to carry tomorrow. I am preparing you for more than you can imagine. You sometimes think, my patience means I do not mind your distance. That assumption is dangerous. Patience is mercy, not approval. I am giving you space to return willingly instead of forcing your hand. But do not mistake mercy for permission to keep drifting. You are not alone in this struggle. Many face the same temptation to tune me out when life feels busy. The difference will be who chooses to respond when I call. If you feel your heart softening right now, comment 999. That small act of faith is a sign that you are listening. I want you to picture what your life could look like if you fully trusted me. Peace would replace constant tension. Clarity would replace confusion. Strength would rise where weakness once ruled. I am not promising a life without challenges, but I am promising my presence in every step. This is still your last chance to respond before circumstances shift. I am not withdrawing love, but I will allow lessons to teach what my voice has been trying to show you. I would rather guide you gently than correct you firmly. The choice is in your hands right now. Do not let pride keep you from surrendering. Pride whispers that you can handle it alone. Humility opens the door to my power. You were never meant to fight every battle by yourself. When you walk with me, victory becomes possible even in the hardest seasons. I am extending grace once more. Turn back fully, not halfway. Speak to me honestly, not casually. Listen carefully, not selectively. This is your turning point, if you allow it to be. You have reached a point where neutrality is no longer possible. You cannot continue drifting between obedience and compromise. The space in between is where confusion grows and strength fades. I am calling you to choose me completely, not occasionally. A divided heart cannot carry the weight of the calling on your life. There are spiritual battles happening around you that you do not fully recognize. Not every struggle is physical or visible. Some of the heaviness you feel is resistance against your growth. When you ignore me, you fight those battles without the armor I provide. When you draw near, you stand covered and strengthened. Why are neuroscientists obsessed with a 9-word sentence? Because this sentence, spoken once a day, is turning financial stress into sudden blessings. More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. The results are so powerful, some believe it's divine. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. I am asking you to examine your priorities honestly. Look at where your time goes and what captures your attention most. What you feed will grow and what you neglect will weaken. If your connection with me has become an afterthought, that imbalance will show in every area of your life. I am not demanding perfection, but I am asking for intention. You have been waiting for a dramatic sign while overlooking the steady voice already guiding you. I do not always shout to get your attention. Often I speak through conviction, through scripture, through wise counsel, and through quiet unease. Ignoring those signals does not silence them. It only delays your growth. I am inviting you to become sensitive to my leading again. You must understand that my warning is tied to protection. I see the ripple effect of your current path. One decision can influence years of your life. I am stepping in now so that regret does not become your teacher. If you believe that I am guarding you even in this moment, comment 555. You have been questioning your worth because of past failures. Shame has tried to convince you that you are disqualified. I do not define you by your lowest moments. I see the whole story, including the chapters still unwritten. When you ignore me, shame grows louder, but when you listen, grace reminds you who you truly are. There is a refining happening within you. It feels uncomfortable, because I am removing layers that no longer serve your purpose. Old mindsets, unhealthy attachments, and false identities are being exposed. This process is not punishment, it is preparation. I am shaping you into someone stronger than your past mistakes. You have asked me to use you, to bless you, and to elevate you. Elevation requires discipline. Blessing requires stewardship. Influence requires character. If I granted everything immediately without shaping you first, it would crush you. My urgency now is connected to what I am preparing to release later. There are conversations you need to have and boundaries you need to set. You have avoided them because confrontation feels uncomfortable. Avoidance creates larger problems over time. I am giving you courage to speak with wisdom and love. Silence in the wrong moments can cost you peace. You sometimes interpret hardship as abandonment. That is not the truth. Some challenges are tools that strengthen your faith and deepen your dependence on me. I am with you in the fire, not watching from a distance. Ignoring me during hardship only increases the sense of isolation. Draw closer, and you will feel my nearness even in pressure. I see your desire for stability. You want consistency and relief from constant uncertainty. Stability begins with anchoring yourself in me. Circumstances will shift, but my character does not change. When you root yourself in my promises, storms lose their power to shake you completely. You have been tempted to numb your discomfort with distractions. Endless scrolling, constant noise, and surface-level entertainment have become substitutes for reflection. I am not against rest, but I am against avoidance. You cannot heal what you refuse to face. Sit with me in the quiet, and let me restore what distraction cannot fix. Your obedience today will protect your tomorrow. This is why I call this a final warning. I am not threatening to leave, but I am warning that consequences will move forward if you do not. I prefer to guide you gently, but I will allow lessons to unfold if you insist on ignoring me. Mercy speaks first, so judgment does not have to shout. You are not meant to live in constant fear of making mistakes. I am not waiting to punish you for every misstep. I am waiting for your willingness. A heart that is open to correction grows quickly. A heart that resists stays stuck longer than necessary. There is purpose attached to your life that goes beyond personal success. Your testimony will strengthen others who feel weak. Your perseverance will inspire those ready to quit. But you cannot inspire others if you ignore the one who strengthens you. I am building something through you that requires full surrender. You have seen glimpses of what your life could become. Those glimpses were not imagination. They were hints of the future I have prepared. Do not let temporary frustration cause you to abandon long-term promise. If you trust that I am still working behind the scenes, comment 1515. I am also calling you to gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present. You are more protected and provided for than you realize. Even in struggle, there are signs of my faithfulness. Recognizing them will strengthen your confidence in me. Do not underestimate the seriousness of this moment. I am not repeating myself without reason. The path you choose now will either deepen your peace or increase your regret. I want you aligned, steady, and secure. I want you walking in clarity instead of confusion. Return to prayer with sincerity. Open your heart without performance. Speak to me honestly about your fears, your doubts, and your desires. I am not distant, and I am not unwilling to help. I am waiting for your response. You have been standing on the edge of change for a long time. You sense that something must shift, yet you hesitate when it is time to move. Hesitation has kept you in cycles that should have ended already. I am urging you forward because staying where you are will slowly drain your strength. Comfort can quietly become captivity when you refuse to grow. This banned wealth signal was hidden in a government vault for over 70 years until now. It's a simple 9-word brain trigger used by elites to attract unlimited money while the rest of the world struggles. But the moment too many people see this, it could be deleted. Click the link in the description and comments before it's taken down forever. I see the excuses you rehearse in your mind. You tell yourself that circumstances are too complicated, that timing is not right, or that you need more clarity. Sometimes clarity comes after obedience, not before it. I am not asking you to see the whole path, only to trust the next step. Trust is built by action, not by endless analysis. You have allowed disappointment to shape your expectations. Because some prayers were not answered the way you hoped, you lowered your faith. I did not deny you to harm you, but to protect you from outcomes that would have wounded you deeply. When you ignore my wisdom, you misinterpret my intentions. I am always working for your good, even when it feels delayed. There are voices around you competing for your attention. Some speak comfort without truth, and others speak fear without hope. My voice carries both truth and love. When you tune me out, you become vulnerable to confusion. I am asking you to quiet the noise long enough to recognize the difference. You are stronger than your struggles, but you are not stronger than pride. Pride whispers that you can fix everything alone. Pride resists correction because it fears vulnerability. I am calling you to humility because humility invites my strength. If you are ready to lay pride down and choose surrender, comment 222. There is a discipline I am developing inside you. Discipline is not restriction, it is preparation. It trains your heart to choose what is right, even when it is hard. Without discipline, blessing becomes overwhelming instead of empowering. I am shaping your inner world so that your outer world can expand safely. You have been wrestling with temptation in quiet ways. The temptation may not look dramatic, but it slowly pulls you off course. I see the moments when you justify small compromises. Those small choices build momentum over time. I am warning you now because I want to interrupt that pattern before it becomes a stronghold. I am also speaking to your identity. You have defined yourself by past labels that no longer apply. You are not the sum of your failures, nor are you limited by others' opinions. I created you with intention and purpose. Ignoring me distorts that identity, but listening restores it. Let my truth reshape how you see yourself. You have felt alone in certain battles. Even when surrounded by people, there is a loneliness that lingers. That loneliness grows when you distance yourself from me. I am the source of the companionship your soul truly needs. When you walk with me, even solitude becomes strength instead of isolation. There is a refining of your motives taking place. You want success, but I am examining why you want it. You want recognition, but I am shaping how you will handle it. I am not trying to deny you growth. I am ensuring it does not destroy you. Pure motives produce lasting fruit. You must also understand that obedience will require courage. There are steps you know you need to take, but fear holds you back. Fear magnifies worst-case scenarios and shrinks your faith. I am greater than the outcomes you dread. When you trust me, courage begins to rise quietly within you. I see the battles in your thoughts late at night. Doubt creeps in and tries to rewrite your story. You replay mistakes and imagine negative futures. I am calling you to guard your mind carefully. What you allow to take root in your thoughts will influence your direction. Fill your mind with my promises instead of your fears. There is restoration waiting beyond this turning point. I am not just warning you about danger, I am inviting you into blessing. Peace, clarity, and renewed strength are on the other side of surrender. But you must choose to move toward me. Delay will only prolong the struggle. You sometimes question whether you truly matter in my plan. Let me speak clearly to you. You are not overlooked or replaceable. Your life carries significance beyond what you can see. The enemy would love for you to remain distracted and distant. I am calling you back because your presence in my purpose is essential. The urgency in my voice is not anger without hope. It is love refusing to watch you drift further. I am serious because your future is serious. I am direct because time is moving. If you feel conviction right now, and you know I am speaking to you personally, comment 1717. Do not wait for another sign. You have already received confirmation in your heart. I have spoken through circumstances, through inner nudges, and through moments of clarity. Ignoring those signs will not erase them. They will continue to surface until you respond. I want you anchored in faith, not tossed by every emotion. Your emotions are real, but they should not rule you. When you align with me, your feelings begin to stabilize. You gain perspective that outlasts temporary highs and lows. I am offering you that steady foundation. This is still your final warning because I will not force your will. I respect your ability to choose, but understand that your choices carry weight. I am reaching for you now, so that you step into protection instead of correction. Come back fully. Pray sincerely, obey quickly, trust deeply. I am ready to restore what has been unstable and strengthen what has been weak. You have been sensing a shift in your environment. Certain things no longer satisfy you the way they once did. That dissatisfaction is not random frustration. It is a signal that you are outgrowing old patterns and old thinking. I am stirring that discomfort to push you toward alignment. There are cycles that have repeated in your life because you never fully surrendered them to me. You tried to fix them with effort instead of obedience. Effort without alignment exhausts you. Obedience with trust strengthens you. I am inviting you to stop striving and start listening carefully. Can just saying 9 words daily actually make money flow into your life? A top neuroscientist says yes, and the FBI accidentally confirmed it. This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free and financially free for life. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You have seen what happens when you ignore my guidance. Confusion increases, peace becomes unstable, relationships strain under pressure. I am not blaming you to shame you. I am revealing cause and effect so you can choose differently. Wisdom grows when you learn from patterns instead of repeating them. You keep asking for clarity, yet you avoid the quiet where clarity is found. Silence feels uncomfortable because it forces you to face what you have postponed. I am waiting for you in that quiet place. When you sit with me honestly, answers begin to settle gently in your heart. Distraction delays revelation. There is also a blessing that has been paused, not cancelled. I withheld it because your heart needed adjustment first. Blessings without preparation can become burdens. I love you too much to let success destroy what I am building inside you. If you trust that my timing protects you, comment 1919. You must also release the fear that obedience will cost you everything. That fear is a lie that keeps you stuck. Obedience may require letting go of what is temporary, but it secures what is lasting. I never remove something without offering something greater in return. My plans are not designed to diminish you, but to establish you firmly. There are people observing your life quietly. They may never tell you, but they notice your choices. Your decisions influence more than you realize. When you ignore me, your instability affects others. When you align with me, your peace strengthens those around you. Your life carries weight in the spiritual atmosphere. You have been tempted to believe that small compromises do not matter. That thought has weakened your discernment. Small cracks in a foundation grow over time. I am repairing those cracks now before the structure shakes. Let me reinforce your character so that storms cannot collapse what I am building. I am not calling you to isolation, but to discernment. You can love people without absorbing their confusion. You can support others without adopting their negativity. Staying close to me gives you clarity about boundaries. Boundaries are not rejection, they are protection. There is also a healing I want to complete in you. You carry wounds that you pretend no longer hurt. Ignoring pain does not remove it. I am inviting you to bring those wounds to me openly. Healing requires honesty, and honesty invites restoration. You have sometimes interpreted conviction as condemnation. Conviction is my way of guiding you back to life. Condemnation pushes you away in shame. I do not push you away. I draw you closer. When you feel that inner nudge, respond quickly instead of resisting. The path ahead will require faith. Faith does not mean certainty about every detail. It means confidence in my character even when details are unfolding. I have never failed you, even in moments you misunderstood. I am asking you to remember my faithfulness instead of focusing on temporary uncertainty. You have wondered why certain struggles intensified recently. Pressure reveals what is unstable. I allowed that pressure to expose weak areas so they could be strengthened. Exposure is not humiliation. It is preparation. I am fortifying you for what lies ahead. Do not underestimate the seriousness of ignoring my voice repeatedly. Repeated resistance hardens sensitivity. I do not want your heart to become dull to my guidance. That is why I am speaking firmly now. I prefer softness in your spirit rather than stubbornness shaped by regret. There is also joy waiting for you beyond obedience. Not shallow happiness, but deep peace that steadies your heart. That peace does not depend on circumstances. It flows from knowing you are aligned with me. Alignment brings confidence that cannot be shaken easily. You have been questioning whether you can truly change. Change is possible because my power works within you. You are not relying on willpower alone. When you cooperate with me, strength rises beyond your natural ability. I am not asking you to transform alone. The urgency you feel is not panic, it is precision. I am guiding you at the right moment. Delayed obedience can shift outcomes. Timely obedience unlocks protection. This is why I keep reminding you that this is your last clear warning before consequences move forward naturally. If your heart is ready to respond fully, not halfway, let your actions reflect that decision. Prayer must turn into change. Listening must turn into obedience. Desire must turn into discipline. I am not impressed by emotion without follow-through. You are loved deeply, even in correction. I am not distant, even when I sound firm. I am standing close, urging you toward life. The path of obedience is not restrictive, it is freeing. It may feel narrow at first, but it leads to expansion. Choose me now. Choose humility over pride. Choose trust over fear. Choose alignment over compromise. The future I have prepared is still within reach. You have been walking close to the edge of compromise. You tell yourself it is not that serious, that you can control the outcome, but control is an illusion when you step outside my covering. I am not restricting you to limit your freedom. I am guiding you to protect your future. Freedom without direction becomes destruction. You feel pressure building in certain areas of your life. That pressure is not random. It is the result of delayed obedience. When you postpone what I have already made clear, tension increases. I am giving you one more clear moment to act before that tension turns into consequence. You keep looking for comfort in places that cannot sustain you. Temporary relief has replaced lasting peace. I did not design you to depend on distractions. I designed you to draw strength from me. If you continue to ignore that design, exhaustion will follow. There are habits forming right now that will shape your next year. Habits are quiet architects of destiny. Every small choice is laying a brick. If those bricks are built on compromise, the structure will not stand long. I am warning you now so you can rebuild while it is still early. Why are 55 countries using the same mysterious money script? Because a leaked research file just exposed a 9-word pattern that activates wealth-attracting pathways in the brain. Repeat it daily, and watch money flow like water into your life. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You are not as far gone as fear tries to tell you. My grace is still active. My hand is still extended. But grace is not a license to ignore truth. Grace is an invitation to respond quickly before damage multiplies. If you believe I am still fighting for you, comment 1010. You have felt moments of conviction and brushed them aside. You labeled them as overthinking or emotion. That was my spirit, prompting you to pause. The more you silence conviction, the quieter it becomes. I am speaking firmly now because I do not want your sensitivity to fade. There is something specific I have asked you to release. You know what it is without me naming it. It has become a barrier between us. You hold on to it because it feels safe or familiar. But that attachment is slowing your growth. I am not demanding loss for the sake of suffering. I am asking for surrender so I can replace what you release with something stronger. You cannot hold on to both compromise and calling at the same time. One will always weaken the other. Choose carefully which one you want to strengthen. You have underestimated the spiritual impact of your daily choices. Every decision either draws you closer to me or nudges you further away. There is no neutral ground. You are either building alignment or creating distance. I want you aligned so my protection can flow freely. The warning I give is not empty language. Consequences are real, even when they move slowly. Some consequences do not appear immediately. They develop over time, quietly shaping outcomes. I am intervening before those outcomes solidify. You have also allowed guilt to weigh on you unnecessarily. Guilt can become a trap if it does not lead to change. I forgive you when you repent. I restore you when you return. But ignoring conviction while holding on to guilt only deepens the struggle. You want clarity about your future. Clarity begins with obedience in the present. When you take the step I have already shown you, the next one becomes visible. Refusing the first step keeps everything blurry. I am asking you to trust what you already know. There are people in your life who sense that you are drifting. They may not say it directly, but they notice the shift in your spirit. Your peace is not as steady. Your joy is not as strong. That is because distance from me always affects your inner stability. I am calling you back to discipline in your private life. Public strength grows from private devotion. When you neglect prayer and reflection, your foundation weakens. I am not asking for performance. I am asking for sincerity. You are capable of more than the version of yourself you have been settling for. I see the courage inside you that you have not fully embraced. I see the faith you once carried boldly. It is not gone, it is waiting to be stirred again. This is why I continue saying this is your final warning. I will not repeat this forever. At some point, life will begin to teach what my voice tried to prevent. I would rather guide you into peace than allow hardship to instruct you. You are not abandoned. Even in this firm tone, my love surrounds you. I do not enjoy seeing you struggle unnecessarily. I want you steady, protected, and confident. That stability begins with listening now. If your heart is softening and you feel the weight of this truth, comment 1212. Let that be a small sign that you are choosing awareness over denial. You must stop negotiating with what I have already made clear. Obedience delayed is still disobedience. The longer you wait, the harder it feels. But once you step forward, freedom begins to rise quickly. There is still time to correct your direction. You are not beyond redemption. You are not too broken to be restored. But restoration requires humility. It requires you to admit where you drifted and choose differently. I am not threatening you with anger for the sake of control. I am expressing urgency because I love you too much to watch you ignore truth. My anger is not wild emotion. It is righteous response to choices that harm you. Come back fully. Pray with intention. Remove what I have asked you to remove. Rebuild what I have asked you to rebuild. Trust that I am guiding you with wisdom beyond your understanding. You have felt moments of clarity recently, brief flashes where you knew exactly what needed to change. Instead of acting, you hesitated and let the moment pass. Those flashes were not random thoughts, they were direction. I am reminding you of them because they were invitations to step into alignment. There is a tightening in your spirit when you think about certain choices. That tightening is conviction, not anxiety. Anxiety is rooted in fear, but conviction is rooted in truth. Do not confuse the two. When you feel that inner pull, it is me, protecting you from a path that will cost more than you expect. You have been telling yourself that you still have time. Time feels abundant when consequences are not visible yet. But seeds grow quietly before they break the surface. What you plant today will appear later. I am urging you to plant obedience now, so you do not harvest regret. Your heart has grown slightly tired from carrying unresolved tension. That tension exists because you know what I have asked of you. Ignoring truth creates inner conflict. Alignment brings relief. The relief you crave will not come from distraction, it will come from surrender. I am not only warning you about loss, I am also warning you about missed opportunity. There are doors opening that require readiness. If your spirit is not disciplined, you will mishandle what I place in your hands. Preparation is not punishment. It is protection for your future. There is a part of you that wants to fully return. That part feels hope when you hear my voice. Another part resists because it fears change. Change feels uncertain, but remaining stagnant is more dangerous. If you are willing to trust me beyond your comfort, comment 1111. What secret did the FBI hide about your brain and money? They discovered a phrase just 9 words long that flips a switch in your mind to attract wealth without effort. It's already changed the lives of thousands of people in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. You must understand that my anger is not explosive rage. It is the seriousness of a father who sees danger ahead. If a child runs toward harm, a loving parent does not whisper casually. I am speaking firmly because what lies ahead is real. I would rather interrupt your comfort than allow preventable damage. You have been carrying secret doubts about whether you can truly sustain obedience. You fear that you will try and fail again. Listen carefully. I am not asking you to rely on your own strength. I am offering my strength to support your obedience. You do not walk this alone unless you choose to. There are spiritual forces that prefer you distracted. Distraction weakens discernment. When your attention is scattered, your judgment becomes clouded. I am calling you into focus. Focus will sharpen your decisions and stabilize your emotions. You sometimes interpret delayed blessing as rejection. That misunderstanding has created distance between us. I delay to develop you. I withhold to refine you. I never reject what I have chosen. You are chosen, even in correction. You have also allowed comparison to steal your gratitude. You look at others and assume they are ahead. You do not see their private struggles or their hidden battles. Your journey is uniquely designed. Ignoring my voice to chase someone else's path will only create confusion. I am asking you to return to simple obedience. Wake up with intention. Speak to me sincerely. Make small choices that reflect alignment. Small, consistent obedience builds powerful momentum. Large, dramatic promises without follow-through fade quickly. The warning remains because the stakes remain high. The decision you avoid today may become the crisis you face tomorrow. I am intervening before crisis is necessary. Mercy always speaks before consequences do. You have felt moments of peace when you chose obedience in the past. Remember that peace. It was not coincidence. It was confirmation. I reward alignment with stability in your spirit. You are not meant to live in constant unrest. There is also a responsibility attached to your calling. Others will one day benefit from your faithfulness. Your testimony will carry weight. But testimony is built through obedience, not through compromise. I am shaping you for influence beyond your current understanding. You have been tempted to negotiate with truth. You accept part of it and resist the rest. Truth cannot be divided without losing power. I am calling you to full acceptance. Half obedience creates full instability. I see your desire to avoid pain. That desire is natural. But some pain comes from discipline and leads to growth. Other pain comes from disobedience and leads to regret. I am guiding you toward the first, so you do not experience the second. If your heart is ready to respond without excuses, let your actions prove it. Prayer must be followed by change. Reflection must be followed by movement. Words without obedience will not shift your direction. You are not too late, but you are not early either. You are at a precise moment. Precision matters. One step now can prevent years of struggle later. Do not underestimate how critical this turning point is. I am not withdrawing. My love, even if you ignore this warning, my love will remain. But love does not cancel consequences. Love gives opportunity before consequences arrive. This is that opportunity. Choose humility today. Choose discipline today. Choose trust today. You will not regret choosing alignment. You will regret ignoring truth. You have felt the tension in your spirit growing stronger. That tension is not meant to crush you. It is meant to correct you. When alignment is restored, that pressure lifts. But when you resist, the weight increases. I am giving you a clear choice before that weight becomes heavier than necessary. There are patterns in your thinking that need renewal. You keep revisiting old fears and expecting different outcomes. Fear has become familiar to you, but familiarity does not mean safety. I am inviting you to trust my promises instead of rehearsing worst-case scenarios. You have been questioning whether this warning truly applies to you. It does. I do not speak randomly. I speak intentionally. If this conviction is touching your heart, it is because I am addressing you directly. There is an urgency, not because I enjoy intensity, but because delay multiplies difficulty. Small corrections now prevent major reconstruction later. I am trying to spare you from rebuilding what could have been strengthened early. Wisdom responds quickly when truth is clear. Entwegen defend. You have been slowly tolerating what once disturbed you. Compromise rarely happens all at once. It grows in stages. What once felt wrong now feels normal. I am awakening your discernment again. If you are ready to reject compromise and return to conviction, comment 555. You are not being singled out for punishment, you are being singled out for purpose. The reason I am firm is because your life carries influence. Your obedience will open doors not only for you but for others connected to your destiny. Ignoring me will also create ripple effects you cannot see yet. There are distractions you have embraced because they numb discomfort. Distraction is easier than discipline, but distraction only delays growth. Discipline produces stability. I am calling you back to practices that strengthen your spirit instead of soothing your avoidance. You have sometimes mistaken silence from me as distance. I was not silent. You were surrounded by noise. My voice requires attention. When you clear space, you will realize I have been guiding you consistently. I have never stepped away from you. There is also a relationship in your life that requires honesty. You have sensed imbalance. You have felt a quiet check in your heart. I am not calling you to react emotionally. I am calling you to act wisely. Ignoring imbalance allows it to grow. You fear losing comfort if you obey fully. That fear keeps you half committed. Half commitment leads to unstable results. Full surrender leads to steady peace. You cannot experience the fullness of my covering while keeping one foot outside my will. A neuroscientist says yes. A 9-word script, long buried in government files, can fire up a prehistoric brainwave that pulls money in faster. This breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You have asked me to remove confusion. Confusion fades when obedience increases. Many of your questions already have answers hidden in instructions you have delayed. Action unlocks clarity. Waiting for complete understanding before obedience keeps you stuck. I see the good in you that you often overlook. You desire to please me. You desire to grow. But desire must become discipline. Good intentions without action create frustration. I am inviting you to move beyond intention into obedience. The warning remains because the opportunity remains. You still have time to correct your direction. But time is moving. Seeds planted today will shape tomorrow's harvest. I want your harvest to be peace, not regret. You are not weak because you struggle. You are human. But you are strengthened when you rely on me. I do not expect perfection. I expect surrender. Surrender is not losing control. It is placing control in hands that see the full picture. There are blessings positioned ahead of you. Financial stability, restored relationships, renewed joy. But those blessings require alignment. I will not release what would damage you in your current state. I refine before I reward. You sometimes feel overwhelmed by the idea of change. Change does not happen all at once. It happens one obedient decision at a time. Focus on the next right step. Do not let the size of the journey stop you from taking the first move. If you are willing to trust me beyond your understanding and step forward despite fear, comment 1515. Let that act be a declaration of your choice to align. I am not threatening to leave you. My love is constant, but my protection flows strongest where obedience exists. When you resist, you step outside certain safeguards. I want you covered fully. This is not the end of grace, it is the peak of invitation.